My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm making this particular video file as a tidbit. The San Diego police are starting to get really anxious, and the people who are directing them that they're connected to are also getting anxious because of the simple fact that certain government offices have been notified concerning what has happened to me and what is happening to me. MTS is also getting antsy because they're still being exposed online in reference to the October 10th, 2011 assault, which was orchestrated as a retaliation assault concerning how I was exposing them online between August 8th, 2011 and the day of the assault, October 10th, 2011. And you can go to Google and you can type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager of gang stalking, organized stalking crews. He flat out states in this manifesto that they're directly connected to judges, lawyers, doctors, police officers, psychiatrists, and so on. And if you look at this manifesto, you can clearly see that he is stating that he is a manager of what is known as gang stalking crews. You can also go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to literally be able to witness that it was covered on the news in February of 2011 in Chula Vista, including Lieutenant Richards literally stating on the news broadcast that gang stalking has been around forever and that it has definitely reached out into the cyber world. Now, what we have to understand here is that what they do in order to discredit targets who are whistleblowers, especially whistleblowers, okay, is that what they do is that they stage incidences along a target's path in order to be able to frame the situation and then frame the results of the situation they stage, which includes intimidation, assaults, accusations, any type of incident, using anybody in the community to be a witness and to act as a cooperating individual in reference to the expedition of the incident, okay? And then once the incident transpires, they blame the incident on the target. It's called reversing the situation, and you can discover what that means in part by Googling it to organized stalking or gang stalking, and by going to Organized Stalking 3 YouTube channel, okay, and clearly look at their videos and what they have posted on their web pages and what is on their YouTube channel as far as any statements go. And it literally talks about how they will initiate a situation and then reverse the situation to blame the target for it, because that is the reason why it was staged to begin with. These staged incidences are done for multiple reasons, and one of them is to assault a target and then blame the target for the assault. They'll even stage a witness, because you got to remember this is a staged event, okay? And they use the assailant and the witness, no matter who the witness might be, literally. And I'm talking about either a person that has a respectable position in the community, or a business owner, business manager, business supervisor, or a business employee, or the security personnel of a business or business plaza. And this is literally what they'll do, is literally stage an event in order to provoke a target and suck a target into it and then blame the target for it. And then why is this done? So by the time the police arrive, because remember, this is a staged incident, and the police are directly syndicated to these orchestrated events. And it's used in order to be able to produce a result and then use the result, okay, to call the police. And then the police comes out, here's the eyewitness's story, here's the accuser's story, which is actually the assailant, and then the police either arrest the target or will put the target into county mental health. Now, you can go to Google right now and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and psychiatrist, organized stalking or gang stalking and doctors, and make sure you thoroughly and meticulously look at the blogs that other targets have written about how they're even literally, once they're petitioned into hospitals and county mental health, that they're literally even subjected to organized gang stalking tactics on the psychiatric floor. Yeah, because what they want to do then is provoke incidences on the psychiatric floor, because in these rooms where the target's at, they have video cameras. And then they just tweak the video to make it appear that the target is a problem as well, even on the psychiatric floor, in order to make it look justified that they have a reason to discredit the target by labeling the target as being mentally ill, anything from paranoid schizophrenic to bipolar to schizoaffective to dementia to anything, okay, in order to discredit the target and to bilk their Medicare or their insurance out of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. If you go to YouTube and take a thorough look at Organized Stalking 3's web channel, you can clearly see that they're into human trafficking, Medicare fraud, insurance fraud, and this is literally how they operate. And they got to make it look like they got a legal appearing means and reason to bilk the Medicare or the insurance, while discrediting the target in two folds. One, to make it appear that the insurance bilking was legitimate, and to discredit the target in case the target ever whistleblows about what's actually happening to them. This is literally what they do. And they will literally stage enough of these incidences to where the accumulated documentation that is compiled over time in reference to each separate incident, they will then take the accumulated documentation and bring it before a probate judge after the last incident they stage. They'll stage that incident in order to be able to arrest the target and say, look, we've already had too many direct contacts with you. We're gonna have to send you back to the hospital. And then that's where the state steps in and attempts to take legal custody of the target in order to take legal custody of their Social Security checks, to exploit their Medicare once they put them in an organized crime syndicated run group home, and to exploit the target sexually. This is literally what they're setting the stage to attempt to do to me. My name is Leslie Williams. My name is Leslie Williams, and I am here to tell you today, fellow American citizens, that San Diego District Attorney's Office is directly involved in this crime towards me, as well as the San Diego Police Department, and they will use their connections that they have to California Highway Patrol members and the Sheriff's Department, or any other law enforcement branch in the state of California, so these expeditions in reference to how they're connected to it are not transparent. It's called multi-jurisdictional tactical conferencing, and this is literally how they operate in order to make it look like these things are being done through normal appearing means, and that the target is the problem to begin with. My name is Leslie Williams. You can go to the Informer Report. You can go to YouTube and type in Leslie Williams, the Informer Report, Organized Stalking, and also go to YouTube channel Organized Stalking 3. I'm not extremely familiar with their organization, but from what I can tell so far, they seem to be right on track in reference to the type of schemes, methods, tactics, and motives of why organized stalking and gang stalking is expedited towards targets in any state. Again, you can go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a literal manifesto of a manager who directs the organized stalking harassment that a target experiences along all of the routes. This includes at universities, which you can go to Google and type in organized stalking space universities, and you'll literally get 7,600,000 responses. You can also Google organized stalking to any type of business, like retail stores, grocery stores, Walmarts, banks, restaurants, movie theaters, and in these separate searches in reference to each description, you'll be able to clearly see, just by the amount of Google-generated responses, that the statistical data that derives from these particular searches are not there for no reason. The amount of the Google-generated responses per statement, per description. And then if you infuse all this information together with the statistical data, the amount of Google-generated responses from each description, you can clearly see these crimes are self-evident in their expeditions, their motives, their tactics, their methods, and their participants. My name is Leslie Williams. It's nothing but flat-out, literal, organized crime within the system that has tentacles without in the community, and has tentacles without concerning the organized crime that is also within the community. I'm in San Diego, California. I'm a target of this crime, and I'm making these statements to you today because the expedition that is happening towards me in San Diego is picking up. They're getting antsy because they're being exposed online without no discredit. They haven't discredited me yet on paper, except for maybe the possible police reports they've already made when I've called them to complain about the incidences and assaults that have already happened towards me. I haven't gotten a copy of those police reports yet because the expedition's been going on in such a frequent scale. I've been keeping up on current events. Okay, so, and they told me that you can only go down and get a police report on certain days. So I haven't done that yet, but I have no doubt in my mind, I'm sure they're tweaked to make it look like police officers are stating that I possibly have a mental illness, because this is literally how they operate, flat out. Look at the manifesto, and make sure you please look at what's in the comments feature of this YouTube video for any cooperating material that will be included in it. And also, if there's YouTube title videos that are enclosed in the comments feature of this YouTube video, make sure you look in the comments features of those YouTube videos for additional cooperating material in reference to the crime that's happening towards me and hundreds of thousands of Americans right now, literally in real time. Thank you.